And he said, I need to know for sure that if I let you in here and I give you this promotion, you can never talk about it. You can never tell your friends. You can't tell anyone. It is 100% confidential. He offered to pay me $500 a week from around $100 a week. So I was like, I don't care what it is. So we walk in. To the left was this 6 foot, 7 foot long stainless steel table. And on the table was a man in his 40s, completely naked with a gunshot wound to his face. And from that day forward, in the next 3 years, Wally and I disposed of over 50 bodies. And we'll do that. Thanks for having me on, guys. It is so good to be alive. Every day that I wake up with my eyes and I'm laying in bed, whether I'm traveling or at home, I just really thank God that I got one more day. So glad to be here. I grew up very different than probably most people in America. I grew up really poor. People often will say that. I grew up in a shack not too far from where I live in Boise, Idaho. No running water, no electricity. And we got our food. If we didn't kill it or catch it, we primarily got our food out of the dumpster. And at age 15, I got tired of eating garbage. I got tired of a mentally ill psychopath torturing me and I'm the oldest of 13 kids. And I left home. I was like, I can go out and do this on my own. And probably I might eat out of the dumpster, but I won't get beat up every day.
Who was the psychopath? Was it all your siblings?
What's that?
Who was the psychopath? Was it all your siblings?
My stepdad. My stepdad was a psychopath. He had spent time in prison for murdering someone. He had multiple personalities. Paul was the nice man. Simon was the psycho.
Wow.
So, and you never knew when Simon was going to show up. You could be sitting there having a good time. Next thing you know, you're getting hit across the face with a 12-gauge shotgun. So it was quite the childhood. So I left home, and about 16 years old or so, I was doing a little bit of couch surfing in and out of foster care, and I ended up in Eastern Oregon. My cousin, who introduced me to one of the most powerful men in this county, very, very wealthy man. And I think the guy felt sorry for me. So he hired me to wash his cars, mow the lawn, take out the trash, do things around what he called the shop. And one day I was mowing the lawn. I'm 16 or so, 16 and a half. And he was the kind of guy that he would just open the door and yell. And he's like, Rodney, get in here. So I thought he was going to fire me. And I'm panicking because I needed the money. I mean, I was making $3.35 an hour. Oh. Not a lot. This was 1987. But that was minimum wage in Oregon. Mm. So at least I had some money. So I ran in there and I'm like, yes, sir. How can I help you? And he's like, I want to offer you promotion. And before he could even tell me what it was, I'm like, yes. He's like, I haven't even told you what it is yet. I'm like, I don't care. If I'm making more money, I don't care what it is. I said, I'll kill somebody for you if I need to. And he just looked at me. He's like, and then he didn't say anything. He was also a psychopath. He was a guy that would just lose his temper, punch holes in the walls. And I was good with it because I was used to it. I knew how to keep my mouth shut and just sit there and just kind of disappear into the corner. So he's like, come with me. So we walked down this long hallway. And at the end of the hallway was a sign that says, do not enter. And he had told me when I first started working for him, never go into this room, ever. You're not allowed. I'm like, I won't want to lose my $3.35 my job. I wasn't curious like you were, Mark. I was like, don't go in there. I won't go in there. So we go to walk in and he stops and he turns around and he said, I need to know for sure that if I let you in here and I give you this promotion, you can never talk about it. You can never tell your friends. You can't tell anyone. It is 100% confidential.
Wow. Ominous.
Yes. And I was like, you can trust me. Because he offered to pay me $500 a week.
Whoa.
From around $100 a week. So I was like, I don't care what it is. So we walk in. To the right was this countertop. And it had all these tools. It had knives and like these screwdriver things and like a saw. To the left was this 6 foot, 7 foot long stainless steel table. And on the table was a man in his 40s-ish, completely naked, with a gunshot wound to his face. And before I could run out of the room, Wally, I think, sensed that I was scared. Like, what the hell did I get myself into? He's like, give me that saw. And from that day forward, in the next 3 years, Wally and I disposed of over 50 bodies.
You're lying. Come on.
I'm not.
Wow.
Old people, women, unfortunately, children.
Wow.
And that was the first time in my life that someone actually believed in me, trusted me, and really started to mentor me. And for those 3 years, I was a licensed embalmer and a mortuary apprentice. See, Wally was not a mob boss. Wally owned the only funeral home and mortuary in about 500 square miles.
Amazing.
And I had so much fun at this job, even though I had to deal with death. But I got respect for the first time in my life. I got to wear a suit. I got a nice car to drive. The police respected me. The citizens respected me. And it was the first time in my life that people started believing in me. And one of the things that he taught me that stuck with me my entire life, and that's really when I started becoming an entrepreneur, was it's not as important how much money you make as it is how much money you keep. And the most important thing that you can do is learn how to keep it all.
Preach.
Because if you can keep it all, you can become very wealthy. So he started teaching me about taxes and petty cash and tax deductions. And that really was my journey to becoming an entrepreneur. And fast forward just a few years, in my early 20s, I was worth millions of dollars. I've owned many, many companies. Currently, I have 7 different financial service related companies. And I think it's one of the greatest possible things that you can be as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are what makes the world go round. Entrepreneurs are what fixes the world's problems. It's not politicians, it's entrepreneurs. If there's a problem, they find the solution, they fix the solution, or they fix the problem. So that's how I got started doing this.
Wow.